Any tips or tricks before we get started?
No, not really.
I'm a,
If it's something that goes silent, that's all right. It's
I'm a
usually
chatty person in general, so you know.
yeah, that already fits the profile. It's like doing the podcast with Americans is usually the easiest because it's the least amount of effort I have to do.
Yeah, right. To like bring someone in the mindset, I mean, the headspace of like talking, right?
Yeah, but that's also like part of this podcast. What I want to learn about is to learn that part where I'm good at communications, but making someone unlock the same
Yeah,
is an art form in itself.
it is, and especially thinking. Honestly, I was just thinking, wait, are we recording this yet?
Yeah, now it's recording. It's on.
Cool. And so yeah, and then when you invited me, I was just my first reaction was like, me? You know, what do I have to say? And I just noticed that that was a weird voice inside my head saying that, like, I don't know, man, I have plenty to say, I think, and maybe you found me interesting
No,
to to
definitely, definitely.
to an extent, and so, and I think that all of us foreigners living here, we have some stories to tell. Some escape something, some maybe find jobs or purely exploring, Southeast Asia, and like Thailand is overly stretched already, and like just tons of foreigners there, and
Yeah, that's why I'm not there.
I started out there too. I never wanted to leave there, but I was in Bangkok for. I was there in 2014, I think, first, and it was the first culture shock of Southeast Asia. And I'm from Russia,
Yeah.
and Southeast Asia has always been popular with us, starting with like Thailand, Phuket, not so much Bangkok. Then we have Chiang Mai,
Hmm.
Bali is another hotspot for Russians, like has always been.
Yeah, there's a couple of hotspots here in Vietnam for the Natrang being the Russian
Yeah,
city.
absolutely.
You have
This is where I ended up. It's like playing a video game, and then your first level you respawn in the most famous location for your people. So I ended up in Nha Trang.
yeah, but also yeah, I don't think that I don't want to go there just because I'm in Vietnam to explore Vietnam.
Yeah,
But I 100% understand it when you're living somewhere that the home comfort you grew up on,
yeah.
like me being away, I'm drawn to everything that's kind of more Swedish. If I have a meal that's like tastes a little bit Swedish, I'm like, oh, this is so nice. It's such a good moment.
So one thing is that I've lived here for 11 years now, and I'm
Hmm.
still. I wouldn't call myself. I love Vietnamese cuisine, but I don't have it every day. Oh, like okay, I have a cafe sue, and banh mi every morning. Maybe that's as much as it goes for me, as far as it goes for me every day. But weirdly enough, I'm not really drawn to anything Russian. So I feel like it's been so long that I think I'm pretty much a blend of like different cultures at this point. You
Yeah,
know?
if 11 years abroad, and I bet you've done more than 11 years abroad. It's like 11 years you've actually lived here.
Yeah. So it's here in like Singapore and some traveling here and there. But I get the sentiment too that especially if you just moved here or vacationing, then you might be attracted to like Russian restaurants or whatever it is that you're coming from. But I tried that, but I think that my motivation to even move or like leave my home country was to escape something,
Yeah.
escape some of the culture, escape some of the predicaments of like growing, like the way that I grew up in general. Maybe we'll get into this a little bit deeper later, but what I mean is, it was just I don't know, like a cork out of a bottle. That's how it kind of popped me out as
Yeah.
soon as I had a chance.
I do think it's funny though, like the Russian picked almost the most communist place to stay in after Russia.
Well, this is a capitalist country. This is not a communist country. It's only on paper.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's on paper, and the government tries to feel it tries to
It's
as best as
always
it can, but it's too corrupt to hold it.
yeah.
Yeah,
But so you did ask me before, like how I ended up here. I think so. It was never really a planned decision. Like I'm gonna move, and then I'll stay because I have a job, right? So that's
yeah.
where I'm gonna be moving for to this country. It's not really like that. It started with like 3 months.
Oh, thank you, bro.
So I packed my laptop. I met a girl from Russia, and then well, originally I came here in like 2013, even
Yeah.
as a tourist. and I was kind of enamored with Vietnam. Like, wow,
2013 is also even before it became any like Thailand had started with having tourism.
Yeah.
I can't tell because I didn't travel, but as far as I know, it's like more the popular spots in Thailand were starting to become more tourism, but everything that's kind of small and a bit far away was still like Thailand.
Vietnam was definitely second to. Well, I don't know if second to Thailand. It's its neighbor, right? So, but I guess
Yeah.
yeah, it's second to Thailand. Underdeveloped, especially in the tourism infrastructure and like the quality of services in general, which is what makes Thailand famous.
Yeah.
Everybody smiles at you,
The Thailand smile.
basically kiss your ass. They know how
Yeah.
to do it. They're really good at it, and so that's what draws a lot of people to Thailand. Like, oh my god, I had such an amazing time. Um, so 2013 on a package tour for like 2 weeks, and then went back to Russia. Then decided maybe I should give this a try because the visa policy was quite flexible. So you could just come and hang out for a month and then
Yeah.
see what's out here. So I came back in 2014. I made a local friend. I think it's not easy to make friends with Vietnamese. They have to be accustomed to foreigners, and get used to speaking to foreigners and hang out with us. And
Do you feel like that like 13 years ago, or do you feel like that 10 years ago? Or was
I've always felt like that.
always?
I've always felt like that. I feel like I'm not making enough effort by learning the language and becoming truly fluent at it. And I thought that the main issue with making friends with locals is because of the language, but it probably is, to be honest. Yeah, it probably is. Like becoming really fluent.
Yeah, and I do. Friends becomes easy suddenly. By the way, Sergey, yo,
Yo,
um,
damn, this is a good drink.
it's like I think you have to have something in common first off, more than just
Language.
meeting. Yeah, because I would say the opposite. Like, okay, Americans love small talk. It's very easy to just go up to a stranger or like to communicate.
Yeah.
Here, because they don't really have small talk, they go straight into the tea, or they like you see people at red stops, grab drivers, just straight up starting to talk to each other. It's no like, oh, it's nice weather. It's just like straight conversation, and that becomes difficult with you don't have this. They don't have these niceties.
The niceties, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Conversation starters. and-
Yeah, they have. Well, I did learn this. So every place has conversation starters, of course, but they're very different. In Sweden, there's more like, oh, the weather is nice, or very basic shit.
Yeah.
Here, a conversation starter to start a conversation with someone who you actually found interesting, or you don't want to just kick off, is like, have you eaten?
Yeah,
Have you-
exactly. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, it's I didn't know that first.
Yeah.
So when I learned that like 2 months later after traveling Southeast Asia,
Yeah.
someone said that I recognized so many places where they couldn't say many words, but one of the conversations that they had was not hi, not hello, not oh, I like this about you. It's have you eaten?
Yeah, like and thank you or something. Have you had breakfast yet? And
Yeah.
I also learned about this that's a sign that the person cares, or at least is bothered to
It's their way of showing
check
love.
in on you. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so at first it's like, what do you want to know? I mean, why does it even matter if I've eaten yet? But
What's the conversation starter for a Russian?
how you doing?
How you doing?
Hey, how you doing? But you know that Russians we tend to give detailed answer to the question of how I'm doing.
Yeah.
Like, okay, where do I start?
Yeah.
Work hasn't been going so well, and I just got a divorce, and what about you?
Yeah. You quite like.
So I'm just gonna dump
You're-
it all on you, if you ask how I'm doing.
But I think it. Okay, so I gave up on languages, Vietnamese especially, because I'm still trying, and I do understand when. I don't understand when people talk to me, but I understand a little bit. I can just because I'm good at communications, I can get my way by easy. But I really enjoy when someone's talking to me. I'm like actually recognizing a few words. I get this. I can even if I try to answer it.
Yeah,
No, I'm tired of saying things OK and it not being received and saying the same thing again and they're like, because you don't listen, like it's different.
It's just you gotta be persistent when you're learning Vietnamese. I'm not sure about Thai. I guess they're similar, all these tonal languages. Dude, this is just Vietnamese is so basically whenever I need some validation as to why I still haven't learned it or haven't become fluent, I always go to my expat friends because we can always rant about it together. Yeah, you
Yeah,
know, we don't need to learn it here. Everybody speaks English in Saigon, or you know, Vietnamese is difficult, and my wife speaks English anywhere. Like she speaks Russian or some other languages, and all of the teachers that I tried suck, and you know, there's no curriculum, and there's just so many different excuses. And I firmly believe that English is just so much easier than Vietnamese
yeah.
to pick up.
But your Vietnamese is good.
I can pronounce things, so I think what people are usually surprised with is how I can pronounce things, like all these sounds.
Yeah.
But my biggest obstacle is myself, as usual, because I'm afraid of making mistakes, in like when I
Mm.
speak, you know. And if you don't want to make mistakes, and if you don't open your mouth, you'll never learn.
The podcast is a great example. I've done a few. Of course, every podcast always has some small mistakes, but they're part of it. I've done like, I'd say one where I was like I didn't know what I was doing at all, just too zoned out, and I didn't have the unlock part of the conversation I had with the person was, but they did great, but I wasn't able to deep dive in, and it was it was like small talk,
Yeah,
not interested for
yeah,
anyone. And then I had one podcast where I set up the camera, set up everything, and the mics did not pick up any sound. And that podcast, podcast wise, kind of bad because it was too on and off. Like it was in a nice restaurant. It was actually with Double T, a smash burger place I'm friends with. But there was so many nice, wholesome moments where we're sitting there, the two owners of this place, and telling the story of and then they're like the first two customer comes by, and they're like, oh, we have to pause. They don't want to say hi to the first customer, hug them, and like, yeah, how are you? So they had
Yes.
pauses and everything, but great moments. I would have been having a really good clip and representing them well, and I kind of what this podcast is like getting adopted or someone else hopping in. I would love
Yeah,
to have another mic. So if someone comes and is like, yeah, let's go, one other. But
yeah.
like,
Let's see how this one comes out. But anyway,
yeah,
it's and then yeah. So I made a local friend. Back to the topic of friendship.
yeah.
We met online. Expat.com or like internationals.com, one of those older websites, you know what I think boomers hang out.
Yeah, that sounds like kinky shit. Like for me, that's like no, I don't. That's Bumble or something. You
And
fucked up.
he hosted me at his place. You know, his mom cooked meals for me. Like you go to
Oh,
work and then I think I didn't have to pay anything at all. It
yeah,
was in the gym that I go to is in Funyan district. And
yeah,
so his house is there nearby and we are no longer friends, but I'll forever remember this, and I'm just so grateful. Okay, we stopped being friends because whatever, it just drifted apart. But he started chatting with me when I was still in Russia, saying like, "Hey, you know, let's be friends and all that." He was just a friendly kind of guy,
yeah,
and so I came back in 2014, and I settled down at his house with my computer, and no plans for longer than maybe 3 months.
yeah,
I was a freelancer, a translator.
yeah.
And so I worked with my cousin, and she would supply orders to me and like clients. But it was unpredictable. And so a month later, I was out of work, didn't really have any savings, and I freaked out. I freaked out thinking like, shit, what am I gonna do? It's something that you didn't do because it seems like you're like adaptable, right? You're trying different things, see what works. But for me, it was like an immediate warning, you know, alarms blaring in my mind, like shit, you gotta go back because you know
It didn't work out here,
it didn't
or
work. It didn't work out with my remote work because there was no structure to it. So I
uh,
went back um, for I guess a year or so
yeah,
until, but I was still just dream about Vietnam and like you know I like this place.
yeah,
Yeah, I'd already falling in love with it at that point. So I'd been there. I'd been here twice at that point. Would have been here twice, and we continued chatting. And then I met this girl online, she said, "Hey, I want to go to Nha Trang and like spend the summer, the winter, or something." It's a Russian thing to do. We do this for like
Yeah, I know
we call it
that.
zimovka. So we spend time
Mhm.
the winter months in Southeast Asia, and then we go back.
Yeah.
And so, and you know, that was destiny because the relationship itself was so. But we just helped each other move. So we planned everything, and then we moved to Nha Trang. Me again with my computer. The day that we arrived, we broke up. Good riddance. It was really just this relationship served its purpose at the point.
Yeah.
And then 3 months later, I got a full time job. You know, I mean, from that friend, he said, "Hey, I have another Russian friend, and he's telling me that this company is looking for a technical writer, like for what I
Mm.
do." And this company was Lazada.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, the e-commerce one. It was way smaller back then, and I had no idea what to do. And so I went in for an interview out of Nha Trang, and I realized that people who were interviewing me, they had no idea what a technical writer does. So I would say that I got this job fairly easily
Yeah.
because like
Just
they told
luck of
me,
the draw, like
yeah, they
really.
told me this is the problem that we're having, and we need someone to come and fix it. So I said okay, and it took me years to even like just reconcile that maybe I do have some skill, you know, professionally, because I was just
Mm.
in disbelief. Like, why would they even hire me? You know what I mean? It's one thing led to another. Um, this goes back to my earlier point that wherever you go, there you are. So like, it doesn't matter where you are.
Yeah.
If you have a lack of confidence, then you know it's going to be depression in Thailand or depression in Vietnam or lack of confidence in Vietnam or lack of confidence in Thailand.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I worked there for like 6 years,
Hmm.
the longest employment ever so far. And things became stale, and I wanted
Yeah.
something new. So I got out of that company, got into another one for like two and a half years. Got stressed out because I feel like they wanted too much from me.
Mm.
Um, well, because suddenly I was put in the spotlight, and from like working in the trenches, you know,
Yeah.
which is what I thought I would like to do, work in the trenches, and yet I would always go home thinking, man, I feel dissatisfied with this work. It's like people don't notice what I do. I want to be seen.
Mm.
And then I became seen, and then I freaked out.
No, but I relate to that part. It's like, so now I'm helping out a company, a beauty clinic with social media, and that's been my main thing the last year. I'd say focused the last 6 months to be on social spaces, and I failed a lot, but I've also had a lot of successes where I helped brands actually naturally grow.
Yeah,
And I would say I'm subpar at recording and making videos, directing, teaching, coaching, and getting the idea forward. I'm great at that.
yeah,
And but it's definitely it feels weird. So like at this place now, this is the first time I've directed people before, and I have been a project manager. So I've directed people doing actual physical work, but now I directed people in small scenes to make viral cuts of actually being fake actors for a little bit, and it's suddenly, and they're a team of marketing 10, and they're all watching me, kind of like holding my phone like a professional camera. It's like I'm a bit definitely out of my safe zone.
what's your safe zone? And like, you were being in a spotlight, right? That sounds like a lot for someone like me, for
So
example.
I love discomfort. I say I don't like dancing. I don't really don't like dancing, and I most times don't do it. The only times I go up dancing is something when I actually, because I don't care about it and I don't feel, I'm very flat emotion. So if you say let's go dancing and I don't feel nothing, I don't do it. But say I was at a 60 years birthday party and a few times we went up to the scene. Most times I'm like, I don't like, I love that you're enjoying it. It's not for me. I
Yeah,
love sitting here watching this enjoyment.
yeah,
I don't get anything from going up. But was this point where everyone's watching the center, and then they want to get people to walk in, but no one takes the step. So me and this guy go, and Jimmy, he's very open. He loved that. He's good at dancing also.
oh,
So
Jimmy from the club.
yeah, yeah, exactly. So he's like more confident there, and I feel like I started feeling like, oh, a bit awkward, scared, and nervous, and out of my safe zone if I did that.
I
And
feel
that's
you.
why I did it.
Yeah.
I want to always kind of push myself to be in those situations where I have to perform. Because I also believe like every time I actually failed from those, which I have done many times, or accidentally getting put on the spot of someone who's smarter than me and be like, oh shit, no, I don't know nothing. What? But it's how you handle it.
It
That's the
is.
magic. And I've gotten so much better in handling my mistakes and being like, oh no, I was actually wrong. I thought this, and you're completely right. Just being comfortable with that
Yeah.
is that takes so much work, and you have to put yourself in those situations to actually become better at it.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more. And
Um,
first of all, I'm proud of you for having done all that and putting yourself through discomfort.
mm,
That is, surprise, surprise, the only way to grow and like to become a better version of yourself. Like literally the only one. I mean, sure, you can learn stuff and like get a degree, but then putting yourself through maybe this minor to kind of medium level discomfort is how you grow. And
yeah.
then my example as of recently would be playing pickleball.
Okay.
So pickleball's been around for a while here, right?
Yeah.
And then all these courts started kind of popping up everywhere, all over town.
Yeah.
But I never played any racket sports,
No.
none. Like table tennis, barely. I was like, I don't even know how to hold a paddle or a racket. And so my first exposure was actually, so I was dating my ex-girlfriend, and then
Mm.
I finally decided back then, okay, let's just go and play pickleball and have some fun. And maybe the day before that, I just got so incredibly anxious about it because I don't know what I'm gonna look like.
Yeah.
Ultimately, will I make a fool of myself? It's just so ridiculous. Like, who cares? But so we went there to the court the morning after, just to like explore, check it out, see what the rates are, and then what the game even looks like.
Yeah.
So we went there. And I was like, okay, yeah, I'm not really feeling it. And then we almost go back and we run into
Yeah.
her friend who maybe had some experience, or was just a little bit more carefree about it. So I
Yeah.
said, hey, can I join you guys? And I snapped at him. I snapped at him. I was like, no. And then she kind of looks at me that way, like, why do you do that? And so I told her, I don't want to play with no random dude. He's like, he's not a random dude. He's my friend. It's
Mm.
just all of that was fueled by this anxiety to play. Like, this dude,
Mhm.
what if he's better than I am at pickleball, right?
Yeah.
And like, you're kind of dating me and not him, so I want you to have this kind of image of myself. that,
Yeah. Yeah. No.
that's like, I'm perfect at everything I do, fucking perfect. And it caused me so much trouble to like trying to be perfect, trying to be good. And guess what? Never really doing anything out of my comfort zone. So like,
Yeah.
putting on a show essentially. And so that was my first exposure. After that, I kind of got into this idea that like pickleball's not for me. Like, where did it come from? I don't know. I suddenly decided that nope, that was too much. I'm not doing
Yeah.
that ever again. Uh, but I think the problem with these kind of conclusions is, if you haven't really tried, is it just kind of drags your confidence down across the board. It's not just
Mm.
about pickleball.
Yeah. No.
It
It's
shows up at work. It shows up in friendships, and you start. At least I would start feeling inferior to people, my friends, thinking that, wow, like, look at those guys. They go places. They learn new things, and I'm just here pretending to be an introvert, or like saying it's just not my thing. Joining a running club is not my thing.
Yeah.
I'm a,
No. This is my
I'm a,
first ever running club. This is
I'm
my
a
first ever
solo
club.
runner, dude. This is bullshit. I'm not a solo runner. I like you. I like that. I like the Hamchoy running
Ah.
club. So I realized that it's my thing.
Amazing.
And so I'll just finish
Shit.
this off.
Ah.
The pickleball stuff is that eventually I went to another game, and then with a lot of people that I already knew. So like my close friends from coworkers and stuff. So like 8 people or so, maybe
Yeah.
12. And then like I completely flopped it because I had zero skill and zero
Yeah.
experience, and yet they were also supportive.
Yeah.
I couldn't even serve a ball across the net. They're
Yeah.
like, do it this way. Good job. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. But
But like
deep
a little
inside,
kid again, and you're like,
yeah, I was just, man, this is a disaster. I want to go home. And so I did go home thinking again, like, I'm not doing this pickleball shit again. Not ever. And then I ended up a month later hiring a coach. So like, hey, I gotta learn to do this because that's, it's just weird how my relationship with something so basic and that people say helps you become more social and make more friends and it's just really fun and easy to learn. Like,
Yeah.
why has my experience been so much different?
Yeah.
I want to know. And so I trained with this coach for a couple of months. I took like I go to the gym 3 times a week, and pickleball was the other 2 days.
Yeah.
So every day of the week, I was doing some kind of exercise. And then he said, like, okay, you're pretty much ready because he's a righty, so and I'm a lefty. And then he played left hand with me, and I beat him. And so he says, you beat my left hand, you're ready to go.
Yeah.
And so I did. I joined, and another obstacle, another thing that was really a huge barrier for me to like overcome is pickleball being a social game, and I don't really. I thought at least that I'm this kind of an introverted person, like being around people is not my thing.
Yeah.
And pickleball is inherently social. There
Yeah.
are other people involved, and it's really fun. So it was like a double whammy for me. First, I didn't know whether I was any good at it to join an even ultimate beginner game. And then second is that voice again. What will people think of me? Not like what will I think of me, but like what will people think of me? And so I go to
Yeah.
this. I joined the social open play with like 20 people, complete strangers. And then in the morning, I get on my bike, and then I'm just so anxious again that I get into an accident on the way.
Shit.
Yeah, like I T-bone a girl on a scooter, really low speed. So, I mean, we both fell. We stayed on our bikes, but both fell, and I got some scratches,
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
couple of dents on my bike.
Yeah.
But I still made it to that goddamn game, and it was the first experience. The first time wasn't really that.
Oh god.
First time wasn't really that smooth, but I did it, and it's been a few months, and I'm still learning. But what I'm saying is, I've just gotten so much more confident in general.
The time when you got to the game afterwards, did it feel like a relief, or did it feel like the same level? It was still tough afterwards, or did it come a relief point?
It felt like a test.
Test.
Instead, it still felt like, oh my god, this is the most important test in my life, like a driving license test or SATs or something like that.
That
Like,
really
super
takes away
stressful.
from the experience a lot of times.
Absolutely, it was a lot less fun in the beginning for me than it must have been for other people.
Yeah.
It's just I felt like I was going against my nature. My nature, just all these things that I'd learned about myself and internalized. Being an introvert, being a a solo kind of person, just always hanging. I do have friends, but like always hanging out by myself. This is either it was never true to begin with,
Yeah.
or I just kind of changed myself and realized that, dude, I love people. I love hanging out with people, and we all have so much to learn from each other. And
Yeah.
like basically new friends, and friends are a dime and a dozen. Like just so many people out there who are friendly and ready to connect with you. And pickleball is such a life hack, I'd say. It's like a way to hack
It's
friendships
that
into your life.
it's that hobby you connect with. It's the intro to it.
Mm.
And like I know where because I have this mindset of pushing myself into being uncomfortable that um, I can make friends very easily wherever I am because I can just put myself where you're not supposed to be, and suddenly there's always someone I could talk to, and it always leads me into like amazing opportunities. Or like when, say, I'm in, like, few of my friends have seen this part, but I kind of know that I can get in anywhere just being social and friendly. I don't go like, say, I at this secret club up there, you have to have this name and everything. No, most times I can just go up and talk shit.
Yeah.
And then I was going away and looking, and then I kind of manipulating the situation maybe a little bit. I am good at manipulating, but
I learned from you. Thanks for sharing.
yeah, like getting the goal in mind is not to like be obvious with what you want. It's kind of So in Croatia, I did this, and that's why I think Croatia is one of my best spots to travel. Is where I can get in the most and get the most amount of enjoyment. I still enjoy, and I'm honest with everything. And it's not that I go around lying, but I kind of know what's gonna happen. It's like, so I walk along this canal, the boat where the yachts and everything is, and I see this boat, and they're sitting in the small kitchen outside and having wine and everything. And I'm walking there. I'm nicely dressed. I'm clean, but I'm walking along, enjoying my sights. And I just go, "Oh, that looks amazing!" Just pure reaction, and you catch an attention. You say hi, and then the owner being like, "Hey, do you want to try?" And like, "Yeah, sure." And you go up, and then you still stand and be like, "Yeah, I'd love to try this." And then because you're still like reluctant of sitting down and pushing anything, you still like, I'm going away. They're like, no, I'm
Just
inviting you more.
exploring, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and suddenly you're there eating, drinking for like their own chef on the boat, and like you just there enjoying it. And then you say, hey, amazing, good night. Hopefully I see you tomorrow. And
Fuck.
getting the conversation part into that. But I do feel like because Russians are usually a bit this they're still social and they're very like you said they say a lot straight away, but they're more shy than you.
I think we were a little reserved in the beginning.
Yeah,
So like
definitely.
our default stance, if you haven't taken a Russian person out of the country, then we are kind of reserved by default. So I think with us Russians, it's either all or nothing. That we give you nothing or we give you everything, in terms of like friendship and connections. And so
Yeah, but also I think you're because it's very easy to become friends with someone who is very I would say explain this emotional. You can see their emotions when they're happy, when they're sad. It's very easy to become their friend because it's usually the time they're always friendly, and when you're friendly, you just open up more. And Russians are not that. You're not very open with your emotion. You're quite
something happened to me over the years, and we'll get to that too.
yeah.
But so I can relate to your experience in Croatia, but for me, it was just last week. It's just approaching everyone at the running club. Just a year ago, that wouldn't have been possible for me at all. Like, what are you talking about? Me? I don't know any of those people.
Yeah, why the fuck would you talk to them?
Right. And now something changed. It's the same sentiment. Like, I don't know any of those people. This is so amazing. I
Yeah.
get so much to learn, bro. Like, who is this guy? Or, like, who is even the founder and the organizer of this running club?
So if someone else is like in your situation, like were in your situation, like they're feeling anxious, they're like, what would you say like for them to be like, what they try?
So what helped me lean into all of this was repeating to myself that I can always bail, I can always leave, and no one's holding me hostage there. So
Yeah,
if I'm not enjoying it, I can always leave, even at pickleball.
yeah.
Uh,
You can always just do an Irish exit, say no goodbyes, just leave.
I think maybe as a more of an analytical person too, I would say I wanted to get enough data to really say to myself that I don't like pickleball. It's not my thing. I really tried.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not. And then I would go home in peace.
Yeah,
But it it kind of became my thing. And so you are in control. I would say you're always in control, even if you're anxious. Um, just kind of dip your toes into it.
yeah,
There's no need to sign up for everything. Come to this, join this running club. Like if you like running in general, and I think the proof of that would be if you don't want to talk, it's a social thing, sure. But if you don't want to talk, you can just introduce yourself and say what your name is,
yeah,
not say a single other word.
yeah.
Just run and then go home. And if you don't like it, you don't have to come back. But if you do, then eventually you'll blend in. So I would say, especially as we all grow older, like I'm in my 37, and so the realization of this hits harder every day is like there are no mom and dad anymore to like kind of help you become friends with someone. So you have to push yourself out there, and then and friendship is a two-way street. So
Yeah.
it always requires investment.
And I also hear this part about you now where you got it, which is lovely, is that the first challenge is getting yourself in there. Once you're comfortable as you are now you support the other anxious people. You see the guy on the corner kind of not being able to hop into the conversation, and you're like, I fucking relate, dude.
Yeah,
It's
right.
terrible. I know.
Buddy, what's your name? You know? Hey,
It sucks, right?
it does. There's just so many techniques there for me, and I will need to mention therapy. Like therapy was, I'm big on therapy,
Okay.
like reflection and all that. So it wasn't really because of social anxiety or any kind of anxiety in general. It's more personal, like relational stuff. But it brought me into therapy, and
So you've gone to therapy for 10 years, I guess, or
no, more like 3-ish.
3-ish?
Yeah, different therapists, different um, methodologies. I forgot the word for the kind of therapy,
Yeah.
like approach. And so I tried it online and offline, and I don't go regularly anymore. But whenever I do need to vent about something, and I realize that I don't have any friends that I can share this with, I would just go to a therapist.
What do you feel like what do you feel like the therapist unlocks in you?
So childhood stuff. So anything that is not that you, the experiences that you're still trying to, the loops that you're still trying to close, even at this age.
Yeah, and when it's sold back further, is accepting some things you still react to strong,
Yeah.
and it's not it's your responsibility, but it's not your fault.
Yeah. Exactly.
Um,
Have you spoken with some therapists before? That's exactly the kind of lingo.
yeah, no, okay. I love psychology, and I love to think. Like,
Me too.
I really enjoy like experimenting with thoughts, and um, also I do read a lot. Like, not now, but back in Sweden, the last 2 years, read a lot. Before that, I read maybe 1 or 2 books my life, and then I started reading more. And I'm never interested in reading novels. I do my favorite book. One of my favorite books is from Brené Brown, Dare to Lead, and it's a lot about. I read that in goal of mine because I was project leader back in my home country because I wanted to improve that side, but it wasn't really about. It was a lot about leadership, but almost even more about relationship and understanding. Even though you say something, it can mean someone else to someone else. And I recognize when I read that, I remember so many instances where I remember my boss telling me stuff, only good things, but I felt bad. And I didn't know why. I had no idea. And then I read this and I pitch it and I understand, okay, now I know why I felt bad. It was a formulation in combo with having these product problems before, and there was a combination of everything, and that's very difficult to grasp, even if you're thank you, self-reflectant. And
Yeah.
I have this one luxury. So I do have a lot of friends in Sweden that I know go to therapy, and like had a few different difficult relationships where I'm the stable one. But I have a luxury of I can handle my emotions. So when I feel something, even if it's anxiety or sadness or anger, at a point it kind of never wells over to someone else, and before it does, I can always kind of almost stop myself and can reflect on my emotion and try to understand it. I
Yeah.
know some feelings I've had has taken years to understand, and I get this epiphany. I can remember I had this one thing in my head, like when I was like 17, 18, 19, struggling a lot for like, I would say 2 years. I had this one mindset, and then I'm sitting and stretching in the gym, still thinking of like just life, and then suddenly I have an epiphany. Oh, that's why I feel this.
Yeah.
Amazing. I feel so much better now, and it unlocks.
Feels like closure, right?
Yeah,
Some of these
no, I
things.
wouldn't say it feel like a closure. It feels like the new chapter. So okay, closure is same shit. Um, and even I know that sometime also the epiphany is wrong, and then a year later, I like, oh, that was fucking dumb. But like I'm never letting it go, and I still think of everything. It's just like, I think I think I know myself really well. But I also know in a year, I'll think back to myself now, I'm like, damn, he's fucking dumb as shit.
Yeah.
Because I do that every year.
And
I
I thought
thought last
you
year,
thought you knew yourself a year ago. Yeah.
yeah, I thought I was smart when I was 15. I know the fuck I wasn't. And sometimes it's like, okay, uneasy without getting emotion, like nothing like terrible, to think back on what I did, so I was probably 18, around 20s, and I said like, oh, I was in contrast of other people, I was quite responsible for my age, in contrast of others, but that gave me the thought that I was responsible. But I still remember this instance where when I drove my moped, when you're 15, 16, you get a moped, 17, 18. In Sweden, I had this motocross moped, just 50cc. I could make it faster, but I kept it kind of legal. But to my school, it's like a 5K, my old gymnasium, and you drove, and this is roundabouts everywhere. But I knew on my bike in those roundabouts, I can go through them full speed, with no problem.
Because why not?
But what I also knew after trying it is I can go through them full speed without holding it on the steering wheel, just leaning correct.
Okay, I wonder where this is going. Okay,
So
let's see.
no, so the nice thing is like, I remember this one time because my friends laughed at me because they take the bus to school and they saw me drive by, but I was running a bit late and didn't have breakfast. So I went past the McDonald's, so they see me driving
Zipping
through,
past.
zipping past the bus station and going through the roundabout with a hamburger in my hand like this, and the same roundabout. I didn't do this eating though, but lay down on the bike fully, feet up, and then just leaning through it.
Shit.
And I'm thinking I'm responsible. No, what the fuck are you doing?
Hey, I got everything under control, okay?
Yeah, no, but
I'm pretty sure that's exactly what you thought. I mean, you're still alive and, kicking. I guess you
Yeah,
did
never
have it
kick.
under control.
Yeah, never. I cannot. Of course, I knew the risks, but if because it's still an active roundabout, if a car comes, no, I have to kind of scramble, and me scrambling with my feet back and then like laying down. No, that was a fucking.
Hey, I've
dumb
never been
idea.
to Sweden, but I imagine this uber safe Northern European kind of traffic. Everyone's polite and follows the rules. So if one person doesn't, then everyone's just gonna let you pass.
Yeah,
that dude's reckless. Let's stay away from him.
But the danger is, like, say, uh, here they drive more active. So if something happens, they react to it faster.
Yeah.
So the dangerous thing to that roundabout, the odds of it's a granny just looking like this forward, not looking to the left, and should stop for me, but doesn't react at all, and I have to handle the situation. I mean, a good driver doesn't drive well. A good driver can fix other people's faults and like.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah. So like, even if you're, I remember many instances where me being active, even though I'm driving too fast, but if I wasn't active, then I would have crashed because someone else's fault.
You know what I like about driving here? I've been doing this for years now, not the entirety of 10 years, because I was kind of afraid to like get out on the street and start driving. But then I got more confident, comfortable, got my license.
Yeah.
And then what I like is just how all of my senses are engaged whenever I drive in Vietnam. It's like boom, 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 left, right, from the top, from the fucking bottom, left and right and roundabout.
Yeah.
Blinker to the left, turning right, and the other way.
Oh no, it kind of gets to me when the blinkers are on the wrong way.
But you can always notice by the slight jerking of the neck, like I'm about to turn left.
Yeah.
Even though don't look at my blinkers, it doesn't matter.
No, it's the hands also.
Like I start to lean a little bit, and I notice quite a few times is that maybe they see me in the mirror if they're lucky enough to have it. And once I start kind of pressing on them, like honking, then they turn the blinkers. Like, okay, dude, if you care enough, then I'm gonna turn it for you. This is where I'm going. So it's like, yeah, you're responsible. You're responsible for pretty much the traffic all over you, all around you, and not just in the front, in the back, on the sides.
Well, that's kind of the feeling also. That's a big cultural difference where here in Vietnam or say over South Asia, you're responsible for yourself and only you. And you feel that with, I think, jobs, if you're working, making money, cooking, driving, everything evolves around you. And you see that also when people are always kind of trying to push by everything. No, I'm driving. Sweden we had this thing in I think in Russia as well where no, we're both on the road. Yeah, biggest goes first.
Some kind of collective conscience, right?
Yeah, see if you see someone speeding or someone trying to get by, yeah, go by, like take your time. Or it's like this: you're not only responsible for your own safety, you're responsible for the people around you. Um, it's good. I think it's overall it's really good. Um, but it's kind of fun though with the driving here. I haven't actually the only place I'm kind of scared of driving is here, which makes me want to drive even more.
Yeah. Goes back
Just
into doing something uncomfortable, huh?
yeah,
Yeah.
but also for me now it's like I'm leaving soon, so getting a bike. I know that's like a mistake I've done, but also it's like because I didn't know how long I was gonna stay. If I was gonna stay 3 months, then I'll have more freedom having going Grab every time. Staying more than 3 months, no, there's more freedom having a bike.
Did you buy this bike? Was it new?
Right?
You have a bike now, right?
No, no,
Oh, you don't.
I don't. So like, because I didn't know how long
Have
I
you
was gonna
tried
stay.
renting one? Or like not at all?
No, I just skipped it. Also, like, there's only mainly one reason I would get a bike now because everything is kind of within my zone, and renting a bike would be more expensive than me paying this 15,000 long to go there to go there.
Yeah.
Most times I also always want to walk. If it's 15-minute walk, then I walk. 30 minutes walk, then I walk.
Yeah.
I only go bike maybe to save time. Um,
It's definitely an experience. So I was on Reddit the other day and then I saw this apparently a foreigner who was maybe in distress or like really getting tired of living here.
yeah,
And the OP kind of said that anyways, the usual argument of like traffic in Vietnam or in Ho Chi Minh City, in big cities, is organized chaos.
yeah,
That's what a lot of people think. And so the guy who I'm talking about, he says, well, I don't think it's organized chaos. I think it's just chaos,
yeah,
you know. And then just like don't sugarcoat it. It's like it's bullshit, you know. Just nobody knows what's going on, and every man for himself. And I don't do online arguments. I don't know if I ever should start, but I really thought to myself that I don't know, bro. I think you should leave. You know, maybe you seem to be tired of living here,
yeah.
or like I don't even know what my point here is, to be honest. But
No, but I see what you mean. It's the
maybe I'm being defensive because I always kind of condemn for other foreigners for saying if you don't like it, they just go back. You know, it's not that. Maybe there are people also have the right to like express their opinions, right?
yeah, definitely.
Your traffic sucks. Do something about it. So I think that it's organized chaos. That's what I would call it. It's normal traffic. It's just the nature of the specifics of the kinds of vehicle that we have here. It's bikes. You know, bikes they're more mobile, and
Yeah.
that it's just the nature of the traffic. It flows like a river, and so
Yeah, the river example is the best, I think. And you're just the pebbles and rocks around it that kind of stops and goes. Like,
yeah. So you
And,
said people zipping past you, like trying to be first. Sure, there's this me first mentality that maybe you can see it in people cutting in line in front of you. Only happened to me a few times. Not, can't relate too much. But then in traffic, I've also become way more peaceful with it. I just don't care. I just need to
Yeah.
get myself to where I'm going safely.
yeah, it's like kind of accepting and like some things are not worth arguing because it's not worth my energy. But I know also love when you are wrong. So it's very Swedish. We are very conflict afraid. So we do avoid conflict even if we want to talk about it and have an impact. I try not to. I think people maybe hear me as being too critical of Vietnam. I think the country I've said the most bad things about is Vietnam, but also the place I've experienced most out
Interesting.
of Sweden. But it's kind of like I'm not saying it as like it's a bad thing, but every place has bad thing.
Sure.
I have more about Sweden, and I find even worse that trumps everything. Like even if it's like corruption is bad, everyone knows corruption is bad, but also I never feel unsafe here. The corruption in elsewhere there you feel unsafe. it's very different.
Yeah.
Just because it's
So there are trade-offs, right?
yeah,
There are trade-offs that
definitely.
you have to make.
It's like traffic wise here. Yeah, the trade off is like it's fun, but you have to
Dangerous though.
yeah, you have to accept. So I don't react strongly when I see people driving fast and dumb. I react strongly when I see that they don't know what they're doing and I'm aware of the risks.
Yeah.
So you see, now I'm very risk aware now. I still do dumb things. I still do this 50-50 you might live, but I know it. I know when I drive. That's also the reason why I will never get a sports bike. I do love bikes, and I
Yeah.
want to get a bobber, like
Yeah.
a more big bike.
Yeah.
But those can't drive that fast. They usually top out 100, 160, um, and you never drive it that fast. You enjoy it mostly around 100, and if you crash, you don't push yourself as much in those bikes, so the probability of you crashing is less. But
So
a sports
there's a
bike,
chance you'll survive.
yeah, exactly. And in a sports bike, if it goes 300, even though I say I shouldn't, I will top it at 300
Yeah, me
once or
too, bro.
twice.
I mean, it can do it, so I absolutely have to floor it.
Yeah, and it's like I'm fully aware that I'll risk something. The same goes like for when this granny speeds through here, and I'm like, there's regular people walking here, and she has no care, no idea why, like she's speeding through there. I'm like, or so where when I get kind of nervous in the traffic here is when it gets wet,
Yeah.
because they still drive usually around the same speed,
Yeah.
and I'm like, you're if anything happens, you'll have a bad accident. And it's this unawareness where I'm like, yeah, you risk everything. You know, it's fun. It's part of it. Skydive. It's okay, but no.
So something that you find triggering then, right? Like when maybe disregard for your own safety, like more blatant disregard for your own safety, safety of others.
Yeah, I think more. I've said this negative thing about Vietnam, but I think they lack the consequence. They like no, don't lack consequence. They lack the awareness of consequence, not only in traffic but everywhere else. I don't know. They have a struggle of seeing a whole picture, but also it's a privilege coming from a place where you can have the time to see the whole picture. Um,
That's a
but yeah, it's
I would debate though. You know, I would debate. Like, hot take.
yeah.
Hot take is Vietnamese are just like any other people, like any other people everywhere else. There's really nothing like specifically, like distinct about the Vietnamese people, like lack of awareness or consequences, or even like me first. They're just people, like everywhere else. And I think that if anything, it's maybe because of the cultural gaps still that I haven't really done a lot of work to close. Like as a foreigner, like maybe try to understand the people a little bit more.
Yeah.
Meaning, not just language, but also beliefs
Yes.
and like bad omens and stuff. Like what drives the average Vietnamese person? How do they even grow up?
Yeah.
And then if you mentioned that in Sweden you maybe their bringing is conflict averse, right? And so I guess here it's also the same, and also Confucius and all that kind of beliefs that saving face, and it's so easy to generalize because
Yeah.
how much have I really learned, read about the local people, how they live? I'm sure if I do that a little bit more, maybe I'll be more understanding, and then so yeah, I guess to me it's I'm not any better or worse than any other person here.
No, and I totally agree with that. And it's like, so that's the best part about travel. You get those culture differences and you really explore them. I say so far for me, Vietnamese culture is one of the most difficult ones to understand because it's very contrast of and the Swedish culture. If something happens over here, if you've been there for 2 weeks, everything else, even if it's something new, makes sense in a line of where our culture is. Where I'd say, okay, the kindest people I've ever met is Vietnamese people by hands. Like, people say the Philippines are more kind. I'm like, No, they're friendlier than Vietnamese because they can speak English fluently and they're very communication good. But kinder, no, Vietnam wins
Yeah, I
every
agree with
time.
you. I agree with
Same for
you.
Thailand. Yeah, they smile and communicate amazing, and they're friendlier than the Vietnamese. But the Vietnamese will take care of you way, way, way better and will help you way more. But that also is this: they're fucking hard as shit here. So like, if you break a leg, they say walk it off. That's Vietnam, and I think that's a lot to do because the war is it's not far away. The Vietnam War, they had this hardship still on their grandparents, where they grew up in this period of hardship, real
Yeah,
hardship, and
yeah, get over it kind of mentality, right?
yeah,
In
so
a
they have
sense.
this kindness from seeing the bad shit, but also they're like, no, we stop with the weak shit, go. Um,
Very astute.
so,
That's
and they're so different, but yet they are the same culture. So coming in and handling situations that are that, no, it's very like I don't, it's super difficult to understand. Um,
and then the survival of the fittest, right?
yeah,
Speaking, I want to go back to cutting in line topic, and also driving because I can also drive like an asshole, and I also take advantage of the same lapses and rules, and
yeah,
weak links. So I do that, and I benefit from it. And if someone wants to cut in line at like Circle K, or I'm buying something, that I can just kind of stomp my foot and say no, this is not happening.
they
And
do
so
like going past me in lines and everything.
and again, you can just be
Yeah,
the biggest guy there. Like if you're driving the biggest fucking car, then no one's ever gonna zip past you. It's like your car is huge. You're the king on the street,
yeah,
king of the jungle. And the same way, you can just be the king of the jungle, be a little bit more intimidating, and say no, no cutsies. So I did that the other day
yeah,
at the parking lot. I was getting out of parking, super long line on the way out. I think maybe the terminal malfunctioned or something. Or
yeah.
like 10 or 15 bikes, and then I'm here in line, and this lady drives out of another aisle of bikes at the garage, and then he wants to kind of squeeze it in front of me, and then she gives me a look, not really pleading or asking, but she looks at me and thinking and thinks if I will react in a certain way, and
He's
then
probably the one that will let me
she's
pass.
like you, yeah, and she's
Yeah.
like you, and I say and I say you go back, and then she
Mhm.
went back, and I just felt so good about myself at that moment. I don't know, man. It was a little. Hey, you know what? I stood up for myself, for fuck's sake.
No, that demands for me. That demands a lot of practice, because I'm conflict afraid still, so I don't like saying things, and it's a real practice for me to say no. But most times I don't care enough to do it. Um, but I think I can also come from this, like, say you're so the lines in the food market suck. They're not effective at all,
Yeah,
and there's all like there's no real line, and someone always kind of goes past you.
like with a guilty face. A guilty, stupid look on
Oh
their
no,
face that I
sometimes
hate.
I think most times I feel like they don't care, like, but I don't in that situation or like in similar when you go forward, I don't really judge that person because customer is one thing, but say okay, same thing. If you're in a bar, you've been trying to get this connection with this bartender, and you have this connection, and then here comes this group in front of you and
Barges in, yeah.
barges in and pushes
Kicks
you.
the door open.
And it's not your job to say, "Hey, I was first." It's the bartender's job to go to bring the good experience. Be like, "Hey, no, no, I saw you. What do you want?"
Ooh.
And I,
I see what you're saying.
it's not that I would maybe put this responsibility on them, but it's a lot more value, and is this I can also kind of think come from this mindset of business for like creating an experience. So when I'm at a place, I'm always judging a bit because like you do it your way and that's fine, but I see that like you could have done this and the customer experience would have been so much better, and like same for that. Like no, that's such a win.
Why
And
judge all the time?
it's kind of the same for the when you're in 7-Eleven or something like that. And most times they see that I'm in line, so they go, "Hey, you over there first. Clear directions." Super thankful and always. nice.
Yeah.
And to be honest, most times I don't say if it's one person, no. But if it starts getting in more, but in Vietnam also I feel it's more difficult. I've done way more of this in Europe, and hey, stop, wait, they for before me, but it's they
Doesn't
understand me
it feel
also.
great, being righteous and I am I know the order of the ways here.
Yeah.
Um,
Do you feel like like okay when you so it's very different from the. By the way, what's the time?
610.
6:10. Good. Um, so it's a lot different. I think the therapy also works with this a lot, where the who you are is very different from the one you are when you're in this situation. So you think you would react like this rightful person, but most people when someone bullies someone say nothing, and it also creates a lot of practice.
It
And I think
does.
those things, small things, because they don't really matter, but it's about you stepping in and being like, hey,
That's not right.
that's not right.
Yeah.
And it's easier when you're prepared for it, but when it happens in action, it's so different. I've definitely done many wrongs there, but I'm proud of myself now. Where I don't really, I only. There's been a few instances where I would have to step in and be like a wall, and I'm very happy that I reacted the right way.
Yeah.
Um, but also, that comes from me missing out on reacting the correct way 4 or 5 times before that.
So one correct reaction, or like the one that makes you feel proud and that you did the right thing by yourself, to like 4 or 5 wrong experiences. I can relate to that too.
Yeah,
But like mostly standing up for yourself. It's again, regardless of where you live, really, right? And like standing up for yourself. For me, I think it comes back to confidence in general, like building confidence across the board, and then realizing that you have the therapist that I went to, the
yeah,
most recent one, the face-to-face one, just told me that yeah, like before you get into any other serious relationship, like romantic relationship with someone, before you get involved,
yeah.
try to develop your sense of agency, and then like try to
Agency.
agency meaning that you have the agency to make decisions and choices to something that serves you, and if
Yeah,
it doesn't serve you, you don't do that.
self love.
And so yeah, and also start having your own opinions and start kind of voicing them out. Doesn't mean being an asshole or a jerk. It's just saying that I want to go home today. I don't do round two. So I
No, that's difficult though.
I
That took me years to really say that. But do you feel like you have strong opinions, or are you forcing the strong
my
opinions?
strong opinions, I still like it's still just getting started, but I took this really close to heart, this direction.
Yeah,
So he told me to play in the shallow pool of friendships for now,
yeah,
like stay in friendships and like try to find your footing with
yeah,
people. And so I think like saying no to people, or maybe no cutsies and all that, just becoming kind of ballsy, which is uncharacteristic of me, at least used to be, and
yeah,
now it's easier, at least standing up for myself. Um, asking for what I want and what I don't want. It's again a lot more difficult, a lot more different, like a different story in maybe within your immediate family, because all of the hierarchies involved, super difficult. It's easier said than done. Like
yeah,
I can say no to you, but if it's like my mom or whatever, then I immediately step into the
yeah.
role of like her child and whatever. But then, so it's easier to practice that with friends, I think, indeed, to become confident to say that, hey, I don't want to eat here, or, I want to go home. I'm done partying with you. Like, I love you all, but uh, one of the practical examples of that for me was that I would hang out with a group of friends, and what they get going is they get together really late. It's like 10, and they go to a bar. We would all go to a bar, and then I stopped drinking some time ago. But before I did, I used to drink, and I have a couple of drinks with them, and it's like midnight, midnight, and then one of them is like, "Okay, so where are we going next?" And that always kind of rubbed me in the wrong way, because like I thought, "Hey, I'm kind of done with you guys. I just want to go home," you know. And then I started saying that I don't like round two, so like I'm just gonna go home. And so
The one beer is fine. You can always leave, like you said before.
yeah, so
Yeah.
that's the thing, what I said, right? And it took them, they were really accepting of that, there wasn't really any pushback. And then there was even this joke that, I'm a party hard kind of person. I can roll with that joke just fine, no problem.
Yeah.
So I was like, should we go clubbing? Self-aware.
Yeah.
And so it's a small thing, but I kind of stood up for myself there. And so I feel like that kind of helps me build that agency brick by brick.
Yeah.
I don't want to hang out outside. I don't want to stay out until like 3. If you do, cool, fine by me.
Yeah.
But it's just not my thing for now.
Yeah.
Or like another personal boundary that I developed, and I don't know where that comes from. See if you can relate, or if you know anyone who can. So, say when I have plans to hang out with my friends on a
Yeah.
certain day, and then suddenly one of them squeezes in some rando, like another person. Oh, my friend is gonna join, and then if that's okay, and so like my friend blah blah is gonna join if it's okay with you, and that also rubbed me in the wrong way, and I didn't really know why. Is it because I'm like socially anxious still, which could be the case, and I don't know how to act with that new person?
Yeah.
Or is it simply because, hey, I like you guys and I don't want there to be anyone else, unexpected. I don't want to have a surprise visit from someone else. Sure, on the one hand, that's how you meet people. That's how you make new friends, by essentially seeing new people that you didn't know yesterday. But on
Yeah.
the other hand, it's like, hey, I love our little group, and I was looking forward to this, and now you're telling me that there's another person joins, who like maybe your friend or like my friends in town. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I just want to hang out with David and maybe Andre and whatever.
Yeah.
Like just 3 of us because I like it. I like you guys. I like the vibe that we're having. And I shared this with a couple of people. I mean, okay, one of them was involved and the other wasn't. And the person who was involved and did that told me, hey, I know that you don't like when new people suddenly join, but I invited someone anyway. And surprise, surprise, I'm not friends with that person anymore. So, so do you think this is
No, it's
because
very,
of social anxiety, or is it something valid? I mean, it's valid to me because I just don't want you to do that. Like,
I think it's focus. I think it's also slightly bit about culture. I think maybe it's in the Russian. I didn't know that was in the Russian culture, but the way you speak about it, yes. So, like, I love Mexican people because they're very inviting. Because I love that. I'm that as well. My father is the inviting part.
yeah,
So when we have a dinner, if I say, yeah, I got 10 friends coming, he's like, oh, fucking awesome. Let's order pizza as well.
I would be like, okay, who are those 10 people?
Yeah, so
Give me their profiles.
I have that, but the Swedish culture is also like if you plan for 4, there's 4. So it's a very extreme example, like happened to me, and I think happened to most people. But like when you're kids and you go with him to have play dates, and but you stay a bit longer, and then it's dinner. But they did plan for 4. A very Swedish family, it's 50-50, but sometimes you play in their room and wait until they're done because they didn't plan for it.
Nice.
So exact the thing you had there.
You get a separate table.
So I know my closest friend. They always knew I was staying for dinner, but a newer play date, a newer friend. No, definitely not. And I'm more on the side of I like if someone invites someone, I usually say yeah, fuck yeah. But I also I think I'm good at being specific, and okay, I'm definitely better the last, I would say, 5 years, because I kind of tested my way and be like, I would love to go bar drinking, but I despise it. I would love to dance. I'm jealous of that. I think you can relate to this. You would love to be that person, but I despise every minute of it. So I don't anymore. When I get bored of at 9 or when we go out and eat, because I still enjoy meeting my friends, but if I'm bored at 9, I'm like, hey guys, I love you, goodbye. And um, with that, inviting someone, no, I would love to, but if I'm specific now. So if I am with someone and like say I'm my close buddy and I say, hey, let's go out, you and me, just you and me. And most times, if you say if it happens that they invite, I would gladly invite, but um, I'm more specific if it's really important for me to be alone time.
Yeah.
It's like it's the same thing, like if you're asking for like a girl on a date, it's very common to be like, hey, should we go for coffee? Because it's a subtle way and it's not that like in that after learning a bit more, of course, the last year say, hey, I want to date with you, can we have a coffee? That's a fat rat. What the fuck?
Welcome to Vietnam, bro.
Yeah. No, but I'm very like, I say what I want.
Yeah.
And of course, in that way, you show confidence, and it's really good. But also for friendships, like when you say your friends, hey, let's hang out, just us, no one else. And if then someone pushes your, then I wouldn't say like, I mean, if they have a friend, it's very different. They call up being, hey, I got a friend who wants to join. It's 100% okay to say no. I haven't invited me yet. I'm just checking.
That's
before.
exactly what I want to hear.
Yeah,
That's
like,
the kind of invite that I want. Like, is it okay with all of you?
yeah, and I think it's difficult though in here in Vietnam because here they are open and kind. Same in some Mexican family, the ones I have had in, or from Chile, and same by the South American openness. Vietnam is also like, oh, there's room on the table. Let's just put something more in the hot pot. And
Just-
if you have Vietnamese friends, it kind of contradicts their culture a bit.
To add to that is, I shared this sentiment that I had with some of my other friends, and they just told me, hey, I think it's okay to like trust if the buddy who is inviting a new friend, if you like them, it's okay to like by extension, they would have vibe checked that new person already. I was like, that new person that they're inviting is probably okay.
Yeah, but it's not really
Right.
about that.
It's not, but also it makes it a little bit safer for me because I'm also big on like reflecting, and I would think, hey, where exactly is this voice coming from that I don't want there to be new people. Am I scared or what? I guess I am a little bit.
Yeah.
But of what? Of like that I wouldn't know how to act with this new person. But time and time again, I've met a lot of new people, and I seem to vibe well with pretty much everybody too. So I'm a little bit less apprehensive of this. But yeah, I don't really like randos. I don't mean to insult the randos, but I want there to be some kind of group vibe check, like you said. Like,
It's a group vibe check. I relate to it a little bit,
yeah,
but mostly I understand it. But I'm the if I join a party, no, I go to the table where I don't fit in at all.
hey, if it's my choice to be at the party, then I would probably do that too. But-
Yeah.
So teach me, all right? Teach me maybe some. I don't know if there are any tips and tricks. Like, why is it? I think it's okay, and my mind understands that that's how you expand your social circle. That's like almost literally the only way. Because if you always say no to new people being added to the group, then how you would ever meet anybody?
Yeah, definitely. And I think I struggle more with. I'm trying to be, because I'm friendly and I'm very talkative. I would buy myself a beer, but it also comes with I'm too fucking social, and I make a lot of friends. And I sometimes when I go to say this is an example in the gym, in all the gyms I go to in Stockholm, most know me because I've said hi once. And I give compliments when the compliments are due. Like, yeah, you deserve one. Like, and I work that on myself even more now, trying to be, because I'm not expressive enough. If I have a positive thought, I just want to say it without thinking, and then getting the consequence later. Because usually you don't. If you see like say a guy or girl is dressed well, or they are beautiful, usually you just sit and you want to say, but it's too much. You don't want a cat call,
Hey,
but
it's breaking the social code, I guess.
yeah, and saying, hey, you look amazing, have a good day, and just breaking that barrier is a big part. By coming to the like when I switched to a different climbing gym, I climbed a lot, and in my gym, like every time I went there, I love the social part, but I could never go in there and just do climbing or just have a workout because there's always someone I talk to, and I can't really stop myself. Also, it's like, hey, don't talk to him. He's busy or something. Notes should be on me.
You mean like a compulsion to
Yeah,
socialize?
yeah. Sometimes I'm like, okay, I have to focus now, and then I do my thing, and then I disfocus. But so when I started to this new gym that was closer to my job back then, and I was like, my plan to go in was to be antisocial. I have my headphones in always, and preferably a hoodie on also. Like
This is like, do not talk to me.
I'm mysterious, but I'm fucking not at all. And
I get
my
the
greatest
vibe.
success at that gym is that it took a month before I had my first deep conversation, like good conversation with someone, or gain like a prop, like I had like lights, like hey, because they kind of recognize me for always going in and going to this gym. But then like I got one friend, and then we talked and we did these exercises together, and then we're this group who does all of this. So my group is in that gym. It's smaller. So I have this one niche group of really strong climbers, and they're same mindset of what I have, but most people I don't know, which is nice. But I definitely, after 3 months, I couldn't go there without like having a conversation, and like it was still maybe more focus on training. But man,
Yeah, I got something to learn from you, and I feel like you slip back into your old ways because this is just the second time that you and I meeting, and we're already talking. So I
yeah.
appreciate this.
No, but here's fine. I mean, I did try to avoid maybe a bit times to get deeper connections because I know I'm leaving, and traveling and leaving people a lot, saying goodbye. It doesn't get easier. Like I do it more, I get more used to it, but it doesn't get easier. It almost gets harder and harder, especially now for being 6 months in Vietnam. I got some really good connections with friends I really love,
Yeah,
and then saying goodbye to them. No, it's like making me think like, fuck, I don't want to travel no more. But such a privilege to feel like, fuck, I don't want to travel no more. It's such a good feeling.
that's what I'm feeling.
But also, it's like shit. It's painful. It's
What
painful.
doesn't, what's not helping me with traveling is I'm a nervous flyer. So
Yeah.
like I don't enjoy flying.
I do
can
this before and be like, hey, it's not up to me anymore.
Yeah, one of my friends told me that yesterday. It's like, you know what? If it crashes, this is nothing I can do. You have to relinquish control. At that, it's like being
Yeah.
put under for surgery. You have to relinquish control.
Hmm.
Getting yourself onto an airplane, you have to relinquish control.
Yeah.
And so there's a bit of a fear in that always. Like, hey, um, like did the captain did he sleep well last night? All of that. And so plus I'm not that well traveled. I've been to like 10 countries or something,
Yeah.
and I'm not really sure what happened. Maybe I just decided to like settle here, but I started thinking. Now that we talk about it, as I said before, the pickleball used to be not my thing, and now I think that traveling is not my thing. It's fair though that it just could be something that I don't like because I like being at a new place, but I don't like getting there. Like I don't like going to the airport or especially the Ho Chi Minh airport. It's a disaster, and so it's it's gonna be part of the way. You have to get there first. You have to get through immigration, security check, and then you have to do the exact same thing on the other end. And so the hurdles,
Yeah. And
I don't
also
know
it's
if it's
scary. Yeah.
yes, I don't know if it's
Yeah, I'm
ever
always
worth
scared
it.
about those because I'm Swedish. I want to be within the rules. I'm always scared that I'm breaking the rules. But I don't think I am, so I don't know what I'm doing. And also, but I haven't read through the fine print of what I need to do and what and I want to have. I'm doing visa runs now. Every time I'm go over the border, I'm like, I might not come back.
Exactly.
I don't fucking know.
Exactly. So like it worked. It worked yesterday, or even 30 minutes ago for the person behind, or like in front of me. But will it work for me?
No idea.
Yeah. So it's like super unstable. But back to something about Vietnam is,
Yeah.
I think that given the state of the world today, I'm also truly lucky to be here. I feel like this is a little quiet corner of the world today. Maybe I mean there's also Latin America and such, but I've never been there, so I think that Vietnam is well positioned, and I like how they're trying to like be friends with every other country,
Yeah.
in equal measure. Friends with China, friends with the U.S., friends with everyone. Do some condemnation, point the finger at some other countries, like don't do that. But other than that, I think Vietnam is doing a good job of like balancing its stance, and also I think that the city, Ho Chi Minh, Saigon, has uh, changed for the better. I would say the traffic has become worse because it's just more cars and more bikes,
Yeah.
but generally changed for the better, and so I feel rewarded for having stayed here for so long. Maybe that
Mm,
sounds a little pathetic, but we got new parks now, and so
yeah.
they've opened new parks. They started the metro, and it's just it looks a little bit better, a little bit cleaner. And I well, I never really find myself thinking like, I'm done here. I'm done here. It's time for me to go, and then fill in the blank. Go back, where? As I've been here for so long, there's like going back for me is basically here. This is my back, like home base, and then and so I really kind of cherish this mindset. I don't know what it is for me, but it just clicks, bro,
Nice.
in here. So it just clicks for me. I love this city. Um, and I'm not even that motivated to travel domestically in Vietnam, even though this country has so much to offer. Eventually, I guess.
Yeah,
You've been
last.
to the north, right? Like
Yeah, it's
Kazang
beautiful.
Loop and all that.
Yeah.
What are your highlights after 6 months here? Like the things that you will, I guess, always remember. Not necessarily traveling wise, like pretty much anything.
I think the openness and kindness of Vietnamese people. Yeah, it's a beautiful Hai Jan, like high up. It's beautiful, gorgeous. Has like one or two waterfalls that are just stunning.
Mm.
Um, but I will remember the relationships I built here. Um, and okay, I would cherish the relationship that I have here. The relationship I made when I traveled the first time when I went bike through Vietnam and stayed at a couple of families and just like going to a small town, just being I'm the only foreigner there and I'm also stick out as a
That's
foreigner.
amazing.
And as in a hotel, no, nothing, no one speaks English, and
Yeah.
you just sitting down with a family, suddenly eating, and like those moments are very special. And it's also the first thing I experienced in Asia was Vietnam. So it has like the Saigon green has like it's memorabilia. It's yeah, even it's a really good bad beer, but it's more like it represents me taking big steps. Um, but actually, when I'm thinking about like for the luxury of ease of life here, where of course we are coming from somewhere where we're very privileged in we have a lot of
Yeah.
accessibilities, but the life here, if you earn $1,000 per month, as long as nothing really bad happens. Oh, okay, no, I can think more direct on age. If you're the age between like 20 and 35, and you have a regular job and everything, and you pretty much, as in most in Europe, Vietnam brings you way more freedom, making less money just as that type of person. and you can explore more who you are. You get put in more
Yeah.
situations than home. So it has a fortune of that, and does all those luxuries of ease of life.
Yeah.
I have found nowhere else. Yeah, it's better than Sweden most places. Like Croatia is better than Sweden that way. Like if you say the example of like, oh, you wake up late at night and I have nothing to eat. I want to eat. If you're in most places in
Eat.
Europe, you just go
Another
outside
fat
and
ass rat, bro.
look me.
Okay, maybe it's the same.
Maybe I think it's the same guy.
You're saying everything shut down, huh?
No, but like if you're like, hey, I want a midnight snack, and you do that in Sweden, no, either you pay a lot of money or you have nothing.
Wait until the morning, huh?
Yeah, you wait until the morning most times. Maybe have the gas station, maybe have something. Um, and
But here,
here, no, you just anywhere, everywhere. There's always everything. And overall, Europe is better than that. It's just different there. Like that's one of my favorite things about Budapest. It's always alive, and they have amazing kebab around every corner. But there's different things here. So
you mentioned safety earlier. Would that also be a thing for you? Like, by safety, I mean, other than traffic, just feeling safe being outside pretty much at any, in a big city like this at any time of the night. I would say that's that's a big one for me.
So I don't really feel unsafe anywhere.
Mm.
I know I have a higher probability of getting robbed in Europe or in Sweden. In Sweden, I feel nothing like that. But also, I'm also usually not in those neighborhoods. Even though people maybe say where I lived was more of that neighborhood, I also knew that no. But I also think it comes to the point where um, I don't value money as much as maybe I should. This trip is making me understand it more and maybe reflect a little bit better. I don't know, I thought as a plan also I should learn a bit more like to reflect on money more. Not, I think still think it's only a tool, but see more sides to it and really understand it because you just see it but you don't understand it. But if someone come up and rob me in Sweden or anywhere else, I'm like, yeah, take everything. I don't care. I don't mind. I, can, I have insurances. I have the like worst case, but even if I didn't have insurance, it's just stuff. I can buy a new iPhone tomorrow. That's the most expensive thing I might have on me or my watch. Like if someone robs me, I would like, oh, don't take my necklace. 'Cause it's steel. It's worth $1, maybe, but it has sentimental value for me. Or like say this, wouldn't get pissed if someone robbed me and they took this, they took this, they took this, they took everything. They took my like a Rolex. I don't mind, I don't care. But if they took this little thing that I got as a gift from my friend 10 years ago when I was traveling,
Yeah.
no, I'm like,
Dude, what do you want this for?
I might fight you for this one. Yeah.
Fuck yeah, that
And-
is true, bro.
Unless this trip, like, the only thing of value I brought. So I started this trip with my T-shirt, a pair of shorts, and these shoes, and then a bag with some like gear, but no other clothes, and my iPhone, this little stand, and everything you could steal, and I would be okay. The only thing I would fight for is my camera. It's not because it's an old film camera, but it's my grandpa's.
Sentimental value.
Sentimentally,
Again.
I can buy a new one that works better than that one right now because
Sure.
I've trashed that one and I used it a lot
Sure.
for $150. But I can't replace that one, so that one I'll fight someone for. But also like I'm 180 here. Like people don't like they never.
Yeah,
Never.
you could be quite intimidating, I guess. You know what I mean.
I look friendly though. I think I look friendly, but I'm still in Europe. I remember instances. So okay, I think this actually helped a little bit. So this is my lucky charm when I travel, but it's a dog tag.
It's a dog tag, yeah.
And but I got it when I was born.
Ooh.
So this is why it's sentimental value. It's
What
like
does it say? So that's all of your.
no, it's a real dog tag. So it's my full name, my blood group. It's also that it's like it's the longest thing I've owned. in my entire life because I got it when I was born. And then also, if I actually get into an accident here where, let's say I crash my bike in a more rural area, my Wi-Fi doesn't work, and I'm knocked out and I'm bleeding, this is very easy to find, and it could save my life. Me doing risky stuff while traveling is fucking perfect.
Hey, I want this thing now.
So it's my lucky charm. But when I remember this one instance in Budapest actually. I don't think my mic heard anything because I was scrambling with the necklace. Um, but in Budapest, and I love going walking streets drunk at night. So I'm leaving the club early because I don't like clubbing that much, but I want to experience some of it. It's probably one. I'm in this dark alley and not sketch neighborhood, but behind everything that's going on. I know it's like kind of, if I get robbed, if I get robbed here, I don't have anything real value of me except my phone. I don't care. But then the three dudes come walking towards me, and they spread out a little bit, like, and I'm like, I don't think anyone will happen. But my shirt is half open, and before going on the strip, I put my necklace outside so you can see it. And I see this action where one guy does this and points and says, like, I just see this, him giving him signs to see my necklace, and then they kind of know, like, he might be military. We can probably rob him, but someone will get hurt. Is it worth it, or just we take the next guy, who's probably easier?
Yeah.
So I think it saved me a couple of times having that, of being like, he might actually push back. Most wouldn't. Most would be like, scared or getting robbed, or like how I would react. Like, I would just, no, bye. Can I go home? Can I buy you kebab also? I'm okay with that.
Yeah, like he could be a serviceman, right? That's exactly what you would look like with a dog tag.
Yeah, and like no one wants to like fuck with someone who they can actually beat you up.
And then thanks for sharing that. And I just wanna, I guess we should wrap this up also.
Yeah,
We're almost on time.
Oh yeah, time for run.
Yeah, but then one last thing would be money and like financial literacy in general. So for the longest time, well, I would just say that my relationship with money in general is easy come, easy go, to be honest.
Yeah.
It might be similar. I do have things of value and that I would definitely survive without, but I like to have them.
Yeah.
But easy come, easy go in a sense that I can always make more money because I seem to, I have a job and it might be gone one day, but something else will come up. So maybe there's this kind of reckless optimism that I have about life in general. There are good things out there for me.
Or you improve.
Yeah, and then, so, but you gotta save. You gotta save money too. So like at some point, a part of you has to take responsibility.
This fucking red. Are you interested in something?
Is it that red again?
Yeah,
God fucking damn it! I'm gonna take it home. I want to hold it. It's fat like a bunny. And so you gotta save. And I don't know if you in Sweden you learn financial literacy. It's like part of your curriculum.
I think I think it's a little bit better now. I learned a little bit. I learned some actually. But
How old are you actually?
I'm 27.
27. I'm 37, and so treat me as the future you. So David, start saving whenever you can.
Yeah, now I spent everything. Like I'm on my last piece of buck, and I'm going to Australia. If I don't find
Cool,
work,
bro.
if I don't
did that
find
too.
work within 2 weeks, I'm homeless. No, I'm pushing it, bro.
So my salary when I first arrived here, I think it's okay. It was like $2,500 or something.
Yeah.
On my like IT technical writing salary, and I would just spend it all.
Yeah.
Absolutely down to fucking zero every single month. And I would go out with my friend, and then accidentally I had a glimpse of his like bank account, and he just had so much money there, and I knew that his salary was lower.
Yeah.
And I felt so jealous. I was like, how do you do that? Like, what's your secret? I'm like, hello, bro. No shit. No secret. Just don't spend it all. And so that led me to another discovery as like, am I just trying to source dopamine from stuff, from like buying stuff instead of going the extra mile and like doing something, meeting people,
Yeah.
challenging myself. So that's kind of what I am today.
Hmm.
So I'll just wrap this up with saying that yeah, fill up your calendar with something, do stuff, and that will help you get your finances in check, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's it for the run, bro. Hey,
Maybe.
amazing. Thank you.
Thanks,
Yo,
man.
little water before the run.
Um, Let me check if the rat's in my backpack now.